This week, we're DK pilled and giving you our full impressions of Donkey Kong Bananza. Is it worth the hype? And more importantly, is it worth buying a Nintendo Switch 2 to play it? We'll be answering all this and more on this week's HGO podcast. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the HGO podcast. One of your hosts today, Ethan, and joining me, as always, are my good friends, Kyle.
Hello.
And Hunter. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing just swell.
It is time, guys. The era of Donkey Kong has landed. We are here. He has arisen. This is your fault, Hunter. He has returned.
No, Return was a different game.
True. Which is now as old as, like... So when was that game? Was that like 2000 and...
Was it 2010?
10?
It was 2009 or 2010, yeah.
Dude, what's
Holy
crazy
smokes.
is, it's like, when was the last Donkey Kong Country by Rare? It's almost as if, like, that game is as old now as Donkey Kong Country was when Returns came out, which is slightly scary.
Country 3 would have been in
94, 95?
96.
Oh, then it was. That's even scarier. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I love that.
And then if you wanna count 64 as being a Donkey Kong game that was by Rare, that was 99.
No. 90 on
Returns
Metacritic,
came
that
out.
game.
Returns came out November 21st, 2010.
That's crazy.
Happy birthday to me. Right
That is
beforehand.
crazy.
Yeah.
We're as close to Country Returns as Returns was to the original lot of Donkey Kong Country games. That's actually terrifying.
It's
Yeah,
wild
DK
that Tropical Freeze came out like 4 years later and then they dropped him for a decade.
Yeah, it's a weird one, right? It's weird, but
Hey man,
you know.
release Peak. Where do you go after that?
Exactly. Where else do you go? Did you
moon.
know, Kyle, we were looking at this up yesterday, completely unrelated. Welcome to the HGO podcast, everybody. Donkey Kong 64 has a 90 on Metacritic. A 90.
I think we need to fix that. We need
Yeah.
to take another look at that.
It just made me laugh.
I've
'cause
seen
we
some
were-
shit about that game. That is not 90 worthy.
Yeah, I was just looking it up compared to where Bonanza's landed. I'm like, wow, it's 1 point better than 64. Everybody wrap it up, apparently. That's how good it is. But no.
What are y'all doing in the year 2000? Did y'all just have no standards?
That's what
I
I
mean,
think, dude. That's genuinely what I
You
think.
guys deserve
99,
better.
So yeah.
Do you know what I think it is?
Of course there were no standards.
I think it's the cynicism of the internet, you know? I genuinely think it is, because it's like, if a game like Ocarina came out now, there's no way in hell that it would get a 98 or whatever it got, you know what I mean? Like, it's like...
Oh yeah, no.
People would have ripped it a new one a little bit, or someone had to be different, dude. One of the websites would give it a 6 just for, you know, the fun and games of it.
Just
So
for the
it's like-
banter.
Yeah, I think if anything, it's us. We've become cynical, dude. We definitely wouldn't give Donkey Kong 64 a 90, I'll tell you that much. But, you know, let them live, dude. They were having the time of their lives. And just think, Kyle, they're probably 50 now, whoever wrote those reviews. So, you know, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's true. They probably got arthritis. They can't even play video games anymore.
They can't play Bonanza because they killed their wrists playing 64. What a shame. But hey, we've played Donkey Kong Bananza.
Wasted it playing bad video games, dude.
Oh
Couldn't
well.
be me.
Oh well. Yeah, exactly. This week we are talking all about Donkey Kong. We are Donkey Kong pilled. Hunter and I have been playing Donkey Kong Bananza. We're gonna talk all about it, give our feedback on it. What do we think? Is it worth it? Is it worth the hype? And more importantly, the big question: is this it? Is this the game that's worth going out and getting a Switch 2 for? Because it definitely wasn't Mario Kart. So let's have that conversation in just a little bit. And then, if you're a good boy, girl, non-binary, whoever you are, you get to hear Cal talk about a JRPG. If you're good, that's what you get, okay? That's your reward. That's your stay till the end so you can hear about an RPG. Which one is it again, Cal? He's told me the name of this RPG about 5 times and I've forgotten it each and every time.
It's Atelier Yumia.
There you go.
JRPG came out earlier this year.
And I can guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, and MBs, I am going to forget that by the time we get there in 45 minutes. So come on in. The water's just fine.
I want the audience to know we have a timesheet document with the name of the game on there.
The funny thing is, it's literally just here, just out.
Yeah.
If I move my face just like that, I can go, oh, there it
Joke's
is.
on you. That sign can't stop him because he can't read.
It's true. I can't read.
That's not true. He played Expedition 33. He can read French.
Oh, that's to be fair, they do all the lines that they say the lines. Ben Starr's going wee wee baguette, and I'm like, yes, what a game, what a truly is a game of the century.
That's so true, bestie.
So true, bestie. I loved when Charlie Cox just went wee wee. It's great. Anyway, Donkey Kong Bananza, it's out, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, housekeeping, forgot about that. Death Stranding 2 spoiler cast. If you care about Death Stranding 2 or a spoiler cast of that, it's out on podcast services now or on youtube.com/hotgamersonly. So check that out. Or if you like reading, there's the website. You can go check the website, hotgamersonly.com. Not only do you have a relatively new article from Kyle, which was, because I don't think, did we mention it last week? I don't think we did. Kyle, what's your latest topic on the website?
Sorry, I'm trying to spell Donkey Kong Bonanza.
It was his
It was
confront
my 4
characters,
confront
right?
characters, yeah.
Yeah.
Basically 4 characters that just upset me. I felt like being negative this month, so you got that.
Hell yeah.
I enjoyed writing it though, and I got to talk about Kingdom Hearts 3, so
Hell yeah, good stuff. So yeah,
it was a good time.
go check that out on the
Go
website if
check
you
it out.
haven't already.
I liked it a lot.
Hotgamersonly.com. And hey, while you're there, you've got plenty to look forward to because we have got at least 3 brand new reviews coming up in the next couple of weeks. You'll have a review written by Hunter now, confirmed. Death Stranding 2 review will be written by Hunter. You have got a review confirmed to be written by me, that is Donkey Kong Bonanza. And you'll also have another review confirmed to also be Hunter called No Sleep for Kaname Date from AI The Somnium Files. Don't worry, guys. I remember that one. So you've got that coming up a couple of weeks later.
No
as
one
well.
can forget Date.
No one can forget that. You can't forget, dude. I just think that Date's presence is like the opposite of the Men in Black kind of like light gun thing, where it's like as soon as you see his face, it's ingrained in your brain till the day you die. But
yeah,
hey,
it's true.
Yeah.
plenty of
I
reviews
haven't
coming
even
out.
played Somnium.
You've lived it. We've got
And
plenty of reviews.
eventually there's a Mario Kart review.
Maybe
Smile.
while I'm off, I'm like, there's genuinely, while we're in that dull time, I am considering maybe finishing off that review of Mario Kart that I started writing, maybe finishing that Assassin's Creed review I started writing 6 months ago. So if you're up for some reviews that we missed that aren't so timely, if you think that's something that you might be interested in, let us know, because I can dust it off. I've got plenty of time. I'm genuinely not playing video games after this Donkey Kong thing, and maybe the Somnium Files. Because the
My
rest
God,
of the
he's
year
going
is
on video game strike.
the rest of the year is dead to me, dude. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's coming out, and there's a load of good stuff, but it's like, I'm here for Metroid, I'm here for Pokemon. I'll maybe play Ghost of Yote, but it's like there's not too much that I'm chomping at the bit for. So we'll see. Anyway, gamers, it is time. The Lord and Savior returns. Donkey Kong has not had a brand new game since Tropical Freeze in 2014. He hasn't had a new 3D game since Donkey Kong 64 in the year 1999. But he's back. New 3D Donkey Kong by the 3D Mario team. It's called Donkey Kong Bananza. It's exclusive to the Nintendo Switch too. And Hunter, you've been playing quite a bit of it.
I sure have. I've played probably like 6 to 7 hours of it, I would say. I don't know. Definitely progress-wise wouldn't seem like that, because I'm mostly just piddled about. Every time I'll be running somewhere, I just punch a tunnel into nowhere and have a good time. So I've only done like the first level.
Yeah, I've also been playing quite a lot of it. I'm over 10 hours because the Switch 2 has changed to 10 hours or more, which I'm loving that feature, Nintendo. Thank you for having, once you hit 10 hours, it overwrites that you played it 3 days ago. I really like that. Thank you. Appreciate it. So I think I'm like closer to like 14 hours, something like that. And I think I'm in my 5th or 6th world. It's hard to tell with this game because the levels are so long. Each world is like 3 worlds in one, because there's like 3 floors to a lot of them. So it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know how, in terms of game, I'm going to assume, because, I'm like 12, 13 hours in, I'm going to assume that I'm at least like a third of the way through it. I hope. Like, I'm like close to
You
halfway.
would think so, yeah.
Something like that. But, Hunter, there's been a lot of buzz about this game. It's got a 91 on OpenCritic as of recording this.
Sure does.
On the 20th of July or the 19th of July, depending on time zones. A lot of hyperbole being thrown out. Some people are saying this is the best game Nintendo has made since Breath of the Wild. Some people are saying, hey, this is a darn good video game. It's made by the 3D Mario team. Important to iterate that it's made by the juniors of the Mario. So it's like they've taken like it's a little spin-off group. You know how we were talking like last year about how the Persona team took a little spin-off group to make Reload as if it was like, here's a project to get used to it. It's like this is what they're doing with the Mario team now, where hey, you younger folks, you want to get used to actually being the leads on video games so that when all of us like 50-year-olds that have been making it since the N64 retire, you've got some experience on hand. It's like, hey,
It's a good system.
I think it works really well. I genuinely think it
Like
works really
I
well.
don't know how they've been managing it over on the Zelda side of the fence there with but you know, I know they've changed over directors and like key important people plenty of times, since I know some people probably default to just assuming it's Aonuma still, but if you actually read the credits, you would be surprised.
Yeah. I mean, you got I know. I feel like, it's like it's witchcraft and voodoo that we've been talking for eventually. But you think eventually when they get around to making that Ocarina remake, that's the system that they'd go for. Was they make it with a junior team? Like that's the kind of thing you'd assume. Who knows? Who knows what the Zelda
Yeah.
team's up to? But yeah. So it's a relatively younger team that are working on this game. But we didn't need talent. Nintendo's been very public about it in the last couple of weeks of who's making this game. You don't need to, because as soon as you get on the control stick within the first 5 seconds of playing this video game, I was like, yeah, it's definitely the Odyssey team. You can just tell from the way that the game feel, just everything about it. I'm instantly just like, yeah, it's the Odyssey team. It just instantly feels good in the hands. Like that's the thing about the reason that 3D Mario games are as good as they are. I never really think it's level design. I never really think it's visuals or anything like that. It's the game feel that you instantly just go, oh, it's a good ass platformer. It's like you move Donkey Kong around for 5 seconds. Like the first thing they do is like, here's a room where you can walk around and then punch that wall. And then I'm like, that's a good punch. That's a good punch. That's a solid punch.
It is such a good punch.
It feels good. It's just like, it's very pleasing. That's what like my bottom line for this video game is. It's a very pleasing video game to play. It feels good to be Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Which is
like
funny.
There's
Yeah.
definitely something primal about just, I'm sure everyone's wanted to break stuff every once in a while,
Yeah.
It's like how Doom has the same kind of primal rampaging energy, but this is toned down and not gory. Instead, it's just rocks.
I mean, yeah, it's like this is what is the pinnacle of like the Lego games would just be. Oh yeah, you collect studs by breaking the crap out of every level. Just punch every object and collect all the studs. It's like there's always an urge to, when you get your hands on the control stick, to just start hitting things.
Yeah.
And this game does it exceptionally well. The control scheme to this game is just phenomenal. Like,
listening to it, like people talk about it from previews and stuff, I wasn't really sure how it was gonna work, as far as like, I don't know how I'd feel about that. But when you actually have it in your hands, it does feel really good.
yeah, it's just, again, when you're playing it for this, like I don't know about you, Hunter. I don't know if you swapped the jump button. You can swap the jump button in the options menu. I decided in the end to
mostly
do it
because
yeah.
With Nintendo games, I'm already like prone to pressing A over on where it is to do most of those things.
Like, you see, to me, it still is. Pressing the A button to jump is a war crime. Like, it just isn't good. Get it out of my life. Down button is jump. So I did. I was like, I trust in the process. I usually don't like changing controller like layouts until I'm like, I'll give you faith. B is the bottom button to dig down. I'll give you faith. I played it for about 3 hours and I was like, I need to change this button. It's irking me too much. And luckily, if you change the button, it doesn't change everything. It's just the jump. So interact and everything else is still on A. So I'm like, okay, this is cool. I can live with that. This is good. But it's like you've got 3 punch buttons essentially. You've got punch up, punch forward, and punch down. And it's like, at first I was like, this feels a bit clunky, but you get used to it relatively quickly. Jumping as well also punches if you're in the middle of a hole. So it's like there's no end to jumping and punching.
You'll break things if you jump into them. It's great.
But it has that Odyssey game feel where it's like, Mario, you've got your usually with Mario you've got your long jumps, and you've got long jumps in this too, where it's like you can dive. So you've got like these dive jumps you can do. You can dive on the floor, jump, dive again. You can just leap as Donkey Kong, which is a lot of fun. I think, and I don't hate it's weird because I'm not in love with the Donkey Kong Country Returns games. Loads of people love those games. I think they're just fine. And one of my big critiques of those games is I don't like the way Donkey Kong feels in those games. So it just coming into this game and then just having him just feel so fluid when I'm used to Donkey Kong and everything else feeling kind of heavy. I'm like, this is sick. Because he does, when you want him to feel heavy, he feels heavy, when you're destroying objects and you're
Oh
running
yeah, when you're
around,
breaking
he,
stuff, he's
he
like the
feels like
biggest
a force of nature.
tank in the world.
But when you want to climb and you want to jump, he's climbing things super quick. He's jumping all over the place. It just feels good to maneuver and play about. That's like the first level, the tutorial level that they give you is literally a mine where they're just like, we know what you were going to do. We all knew that you were going to sit around and punch walls for half an hour. So he is literally a playground to punch walls for half an hour.
It's exactly what I did. I
mean,
literally just started. I was like a mole, just punching everything in the floor, like all the dirt. Just suddenly, I'm like, oh, the floor that I was walking towards is up there now.
Yeah.
The floor is the ceiling.
Yeah, the ceiling's the floor. There's one bit near the end of the tutorial where there's like a cave full of gold. There's gold lining the whole path, and I feel like they were programming it they were designing it in the way where like they're probably going to be bored of punching by this point, and I literally punched the entirety of the gold out of the mountain like a little gremlin. I was like, well, I guess this is all mine. So it's like,
yeah, I've only been playing for a little while, and the gold count it seems like, dude, Final Fantasy got nothing.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that core movement is just so damn good. I genuinely, and it's like I'd go so far as to say that it's like Donkey Kong's base movement and just the main kit that he has is on par, if not better, with the Mario movement from Odyssey. Like, it is so damn tight to play.
Yeah, I would say it's at least on par, and then whether or not you like it more is down to like a matter of taste, probably. Like, I'll probably like it more at the end of the day because Big Monkey more interesting than Tiny Plumber, man. Playing as Big Monkey's gonna feel better for me.
And I mean, there's a lot to like going. Sorry, did you want to ask a question, Cal?
No.
Sorry, I thought you were saying. I thought you
I
were
was
going to say
just
something.
laughing at Hunter's remark of
Yeah,
Big Monkey. Hell yeah, dude. Why not? But I think this game just has a better premise than 3D Mario as well. I love the
Donkey
premise of
Kong
the
has always
game.
had a better premise than Mario, I think, is partially why I've always liked him more. Is, people stole his bananas, he's going on a rampage. That's way more interesting than weirdo mustache man chasing down princess who got kidnapped by turtle.
So yeah, and it's like the premise of this game is Donkey Kong and his fellow apes are mining for golden bananas, right? Because there's these golden like bananas that have like this energy. They're like gemstone bananas that Donkey Kong really fucking wants, right? So him and his monkey friends have gone to Ingot Isle to mine up these bananas and take them back for his horde because he loves a good banana. And then essentially what happens is these other Kongs, these other apes called the Void Company, swoop in and steal all of Donkey Kong's bananas and head towards the center of the earth where apparently wishes come true, because there's always some bullshit, right? So anyway, wishes come true at the center of the earth, guys. So Donkey Kong's like, oh, hell no. I want my bananas. I'm hunting them down. He finds this odd rock that everyone knows because they ruined it in the trailer, is secretly Pauline. But he teams up with this odd rock, and starts heading down into further and further to the planet's core to get his bananas back. And Pauline wants to get there because she wishes to return to the surface, and the only way apparently to get back up is to go down. So
makes sense to me.
Yeah, they kind of
Kingdom Hearts of them.
They kind of team up together, and it turns out that Pauline's a very useful asset because her singing voice is what allows Donkey Kong to transform into these different these different animals with these bonanzas that come into play. And I think what I really didn't expect, to be honest, was how much I like Pauline as a character. I'm genuinely kind of surprised by that. With all
Yeah,
the with all the footage,
I
I kind of thought she'd be annoying, but the more I'm playing it, I'm like, I actually really like this dynamic. It's actually quite a fun dynamic.
I tend to have trepidation towards children in video games in general. Like, as far as, oh, you're probably going to be annoying because children are annoying. So I've
100%,
been pleasantly
100%.
surprised so far with Pauline not being that bad.
She's like, it's just, I like I say, I don't know in terms of story. I'm very early doors in it. It's still, I'm expecting something else to come up because it's just currently just Void Company are going down there, and I'm expecting a little bit more, like why was Pauline locked away, stuff like that. We don't know any of that yet.
From the
Um,
intro to the Void Company, they were heckling her for some reason, but yeah, there's no explanation for that yet. I'm
yeah,
sure it's going to be I'm sure it will be relatively straightforward.
oh
It's
yeah,
nice to have a little bit of context for this kind of stuff, though. Baby steps for Nintendo here towards telling a story in games.
you can definitely tell though that this feels like, even from Odyssey's standpoint, Odyssey's story was just Bowser wants to marry Peach, so he's kidnapped her again, and Mario needs to chase after her, and you go on a globe-trotting adventure because that's what the game tells you to do. Whereas this one does feel like, it's introducing characters. Pauline has a lot of dialogue, and they're talking a lot, and they're having these. It does feel like, even for Nintendo, they are starting to lean more into having a bit more of a story. It's not much, but it's there, and it feels a lot more prevalent this time than it does in prior 3D
Yeah,
platformers
it
have been made.
feels like to the point of Rare being the old developer for this series, it feels similar to how
It
Banjo
feels
and
like a
Kazooie
rare
would be
game. It does.
introducing.
It feels
Yeah,
like a rare game. I think that's the biggest compliment you can give it, is it feels like, obviously a lot of people were comparing it to stuff like Banjo before it came out because, transformations and all that stuff. Legitimately, this game really reminds me a lot of Banjo. Uh, just in the interactions that you have with characters, there's so much funny dialogue in this game that are just like little
yeah,
puns and little bits and pieces. Um, there's a lot of charm and personality, and that's not to say that there isn't charm and personality in Nintendo games, because of course there is. It's always there. But I think 3D Mario is very. I don't know if this is the correct word to use, but it often feels very sanitized. Like, it feels very much like it's there to do its job.
sterile.
Yeah, sterile. Um, Whereas this game is just like, it's just filled to the brim with personality. And like I say, I'm very surprised that Pauline isn't annoying, especially because of Nintendo. Nintendo doesn't have a great track record with writing, period, when it comes to
Yeah,
characters. So the fact that they've managed to make this 13-year-old girl, who is in reality an 8-year-old girl, because like she acts like she doesn't act like a 13-year-old at all. She acts very much like an 8-year-old. Which is even more impressive, that they made an 8-year-old not annoying, like that's actually even
yeah,
more
yeah.
impressive.
I really liked the scene right before you get the first Bonanza, where
Mm.
she has like the like jump cut crisis
Yeah, that's
about
really
singing.
funny. Yeah.
It was real good.
There's just a lot of personality, like, in this game, that I just think is just really fun. There's something at that first level that you get to, the first level, which is like this ocean kind of paradise. You've got a load of monkeys junk fishing. Just the
Yeah.
music in that level and just everything about it. I'm just like, oh, what a game, dude. Like, genuinely,
Oh,
what a
it's such a
game.
vibe.
It is such a vibe.
That first level was. I really liked it. I like how like intrinsically tied to the world the music in general seems to be. I'm like, you don't, sometimes it's easy to forget that like that's one of the big identities of the old Donkey Kong games is how awesome the soundtrack was.
And it doesn't always work. There are definitely moments that I'm like, they do callbacks to a lot of the old Donkey Kong games, and there's some great references. Obviously, stuff like the DK rap is put in there. You've
Yeah.
got plenty of references, but there are some where it's like, I was talking to you, Hunter, about God, what's that track called from Donkey Kong Country 2?
Sticker Bush Symphony.
Sticker Brushing Symphony, where it's like, oh, it's playing, and I'm like, oh, this is sick. I want to listen to it, so I listen to it, and I'm like, what a great remix. and then I start playing the level, and the whole objective of the level is it is just nothing but barrels that you've got to bounce between, and it's just making massive Doom shotgun sound effects every time I'm jumping. So I'm trying to listen to one of the most tranquil video game OSTs of all time, but all I'm hearing is 50 million shotguns going off in front of it, and Donkey Kong going, ooh, because he hit some thorns, and I'm like, this is like, maybe
You
could
know,
have
that's very
paired the song a
that's
bit
very
better.
true to
Getting
how it
mixed
was in the
messages right
game.
now.
Yeah.
Like, if I recall, the level in question from Donkey Kong Country 2 was also very much, first of all, stressful as heck.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, navigating the bramble maze. Yeah,
Yeah. And you were
with
either
a
playing as
bird.
you were either playing as the
You're playing as
parrot, or you were
squawks. Yeah.
I couldn't remember if it was that or you were shooting yourself between a lot of barrels on that one too. But
Oh, yeah.
Actually, you might be right.
I know there was one
Hang on,
level where
I'll-
you did that, and one level where it was the bird, and I don't remember which level the song plays in.
Anyway,
But
great song. It's just like I say, I wish that the audio balance was a bit better in that section.
yeah,
But obviously, it's like the
it's
music.
barrels.
It is barrels. Oh, hell! So I take it back. It's actually it's a faithful adaptation. Then, hey, when I'm wrong, I'll take my L's, dude. I'll accept it. And I'll take the critique. But
No, wait. Actually, hold on.
Is it both?
I actually watched the video. It's both.
oh,
okay,
great.
that makes
It
sense.
starts
Cool.
with barrels and then it ends with you riding on squawks.
Cool.
Excellent.
It's I'm like, ain't no way we're crossing our wires on this one.
But one thing I think this game does really well is it takes inspiration from a lot of games, right? It takes a lot of inspiration. One game that I've seen people say that it takes inspiration from, which I think you're kind of sugarcoating a little bit because 3D Mario had these sections as well. But you know, your little offshoots, your little shrines from Zelda Breath of the Wild, where you've got these little areas where you go in and you've got like a puzzle to solve, which is very much like 3D Mario. But I like how they are kind of structured in the shrine kind of way, where it's like there's a big obvious sign, there's 3 bananas, and you've got to go in and you've got to figure it out. I just love the bite-sized loop of there's like a challenge around every fucking corner in this game, where it's like each world has about 20 odd challenges. Hop in, beat
I
the
do
load
really
out of.
appreciate those because they're
Yo,
not all
so
like
would-
too samey.
So would you say there's something to do around every corner in
Dude,
this
there's something
video
to do
game,
around every
Ethan?
corner in Donkey Kong.
You could
Bananza.
make your
shit,
own
dude.
corners in this video.
Yeah,
Elden Ring
yeah.
ain't got nothing.
Elden Ring ain't got shit, dude.
Dude, and you know, it's even better because if there's not something around the corner, destroy the corner and then there's nothing there, you know, that defeats
Yeah.
that problem.
And now there's
Can't
no
say
more
yeah, now
corner.
there's no corner. But I really like the way that the layout of the world is. I think this is, you know, this is just a sign of the times, dude. I think collectible inflation has gone through the roof, and I think that we need to bring it back. I think there needs to be a fall off in the economy. I don't think every video game needs 70 main collectibles to collect in every single level. I think we're getting to the... Mario Odyssey was already at the point where I was like, guys, maybe a few too many moons. This game is like... It feels like it was made for the TikTok generation, dude. It's like... It's ADHD simulator. It's like, there's a banana over there, there's a banana over there as well. All 3 steps over there, there's another banana. I'm like, bloody hell, like, can we calm down? Like, this is ridiculous. I am, like I say, I think I'm about a third of the way through the game, maybe half if we're being optimistic. I've already collected 375 bananas.
Sweet jeez. Yeah, I collected most of the bananas in the first, or at least the first part of that first level.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I kind of moved pretty quickly through the second part, but I collected most of them in that first part just kind of without meaning to. Like half the
Yeah.
time, I'm sure there was like an intended way to get the banana, and I just kind of fell onto it from punching a hole in what was the ceiling.
It does feel very like I say, it feels very like short, like very coded. Like it feels like, again, TikTok brain kind of video game where it is kind of like, okay, I'm punching the shit out of something. Oh, there's a shiny over there. Okay, I'm gonna punch that. There's a door. Let me go through the door. Let me collect these 3 bananas in here. Okay, there's a boss little guy over there. Let me go hit him. Oh, another banana. Cool. Where are the fossils? Let me go and punch some shit and find these fossils real quick. It's like there is so much to do in each level where sometimes I feel like I'm being rewarded for shit that doesn't deserve a reward. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, banana in the mountain. I was gonna punch the mountain anyway. You know, it's like banana in the mountain, banana in that hole, banana in the water, banana on the ceiling, banana in the fucking trees, banana for hitting a bird. It's like, bro, why did Donkey Kong stress so much about getting bananas from Ingot Isles, dude? Literally go 20 feet below the ground and they're fucking everywhere. Like, I'm just like, this is ridiculous. Like, I'm all for getting collectibles, dude, but it does get to the point in this game where I'm like, this is not a reward. Why am I being like, literally, it's like I collect a banana, I turn the camera 180 degrees, there's another one like 5 meters away, not hidden or anything, it's just sitting there. And I'm like, bro,
Yeah, there
they
are some of them that
really
are
want to
just
give you
chilling
banana.
out. I guess part of it's, like due to the way that they tie up, getting your skills or whatever to every 5 or so. They figured
Go
no,
crazy.
they
Go
should have.
crazy.
They should have. They probably could have structured it to where maybe don't tie your skills to obtaining the bananas.
And I think my
But
main criticism of this is it's like it starts to get a bit boring later on where I'm like, okay, you've done the banana on the ceiling 16 times now. I don't need another banana on the ceiling. Thank you. Can we do something more unique with it? And I think a lot of my comparisons come to Mario Odyssey because Mario Odyssey is very heavy with the moons. But at least the objective of the moons were you go to a place, you need 23 moons from this area to progress to the next area. So it doesn't matter which 23 you get those 23 and you fuck off out of there, right? Okay, cool. That makes sense. This game is like, there's a main linear path through the level and you can beat it without collecting any optional bananas, but there are 60 optional bananas. And it's just like, okay, if I want to keep on top of my skill tree, because apparently every game needs a skill tree now, then I'll go and collect all these bananas. But yeah, it does feel like it's kind of crazy where it's like 5 bananas per upgrade. I'm like, if you really wanted people to have these upgrades, just lower the count a little bit. I don't need a banana around every corner. Especially when there's like 70 fossils in each level as well. I'm like, my God, you're asking me to collect like 150 things per level? Like, this is ridiculous.
Also, one mild bit of criticism I have off of I wouldn't even have this if I took like 5 minutes longer getting to level 2. But why do the fossils not carry over?
Oh, yeah. Well, you see,
What do you mean?
that's because you remember the purple coins in Odyssey? They're the purple coins in Odyssey. So each world has 70 coins, and you can spend those 70 coins on outfits in that world. So it makes sense, and I like that because it also means that I'm like, it just means that everything is tied up. Once you beat the world, you've got all the outfits and you can kind of move on. But also, I do kind of agree where it's again, we're sitting here and there's 70 normal, like 70 normal, like 20 rare, and then like 1 ultra rare one. And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, why do we need this many of each one? Especially because, for the most part, you don't for the most part, unless you're really going for completion, you're not really after these. You'll probably get like 10 or 20 in each level and you'll buy an outfit and you'll move on. One of my favorite things to
Yeah, I
do
just kind of
is
find them or find maps that tell me where they are, and I'll be like, well, now I'll go get it. Sure.
the first
why
thing I do
not?
when I get to a level, dude, is literally I walk around for about 10 minutes, grabbing any bananas and fossils I can find so I can go to the shop, buy Pauline and Donkey Kong some kind of outfit that suits the world that they're in so that they go on and then they go on an adventure in whatever outfit. So it's like, went to the Poison Swamp Hotel, got a concierge outfit, and Donkey Kong doesn't really have outfits, really. He just has different coloured
Yeah, it has
shorts.
pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So usually I just change the colour of Donkey Kong to match whatever outfit that Pauline gets, and I'm like, oh hell yeah, that's the... When you get to see my review footage, you'll see that I have been very meticulous with my clothing choices in each of these areas.
This is like the one game in the world where Ethan just doesn't stick to the canonical default.
Exactly. Which it's a good system because every other like RPG or anything like that, I'll take the base outfit, please. Thank you very much. I like my canon outfit. But it's just fun,
Yeah.
you get to the snow area and you're like,
Mhm.
yeah, dude, I'm like, oh well, I can't have the white for Donkey Kong because he doesn't stand out in the snow, so I'm gonna switch to the green because this outfit's green, and then it's just like, it's just
And then
kind of
Donkey
fun.
Kong's like a Christmas tree.
Yeah, it's just fun doing that. It's just a shame that there's so many fossils. I wish there wasn't, it never. I think the difference is the purple coins are easy to spot. The fossils, you have to slam the fucking ground all the time to get them to show up with your radar, which I also think is a bit of a dumb system because it's like, oh yeah, if you slam on the ground, maybe you'll
It
find
is
a
a
new
little weird
banana.
that
If you're like a
it is a
kleptomaniac
little
like
weird
I
that
am,
Donkey
yeah.
Kong
If you're a kleptomaniac
has
like me,
echolocation and it
Donkey Kong has a
slaps.
concussion, dude. Donkey Kong has a concussion because he's just walking around the whole map going slam, 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 slam. Ooh, banana, slam, slam, slam. Like, it's very like monkey brained, dude, where I'm literally just sitting there going one button Andy as I walk around. I like it. I just think sometimes I'm sitting there going, maybe this game would be a little bit better if we like cut the collectibles by like 25%. Just because a lot of the time I do feel like I'm just being rewarded for what in a game from like 2005 would just be the level design. Like, you know, like it does kind of feel like, oh, you did 2 jumps, have a banana. Oh, you figured out what the climb button was, have a banana. I'm like, dude, I'll take it, but I think you're going a bit crazy. One of the big things in this game, Hunter, is the bonanzas.
Yeah.
You mentioned the cutscene earlier. Basically, in the couple of worlds, there's this big old elder animal who, for some reason, they've all decided in their retirement want to be sick DJs that turn Donkey Kong into a different animal. So you have to collect their record disc. They play the song, and Donkey Kong transforms into a different animal. The 3 that were shown in trailers, so we can talk about those, are like, he can turn into a bigger gorilla, he can turn into a zebra, and he can turn into a ostrich. What do you think about these? You've only experienced one so far, but yeah.
I like it. Being able to break things quicker is, rewarding. Getting the, like, on the second level, there was the one challenge where basically you had to kill this thing, but it was at the bottom of like the sand trap or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Where if you didn't think to activate the Bonanza, you'd probably run out of time trying to like navigate the little maze they have because the other material's harder to break and it makes up the wall. But it becomes relatively simple when you just activate Super Saiyan and punch down.
Yeah. I think they're really cool. I like them. The whole idea is the gold that you collect can be spent in shops and can be spent on other things, like little checkpoint houses that you can build and stuff like that. You can spend them on bits and pieces here and there. But the main use of the gold is when you collect gold, you fill up your Bonanza meter, and once your Bonanza meter has hit max, you can activate these Bonanzas, which is fun.
I think the one thing
go for it.
that's a little clunky is that if you're collecting gold while it's activated, it doesn't seem to refill the actual like yellow bar that's your timer.
It starts charging the next meter so you can activate it instantly again. Yeah, it's a weird.
Which is a little weird. I wish it would just let you keep going if you wanted.
You see,
you can shut it off whenever you want.
My main criticism is, and let me take off the rational, normal human being cap real quick and put on the Dark Souls player cap real quick, is this game's really fucking easy. Kids game, by the way, but it's really freaking easy. And these Bonanzas, like, legitimately, Cal, you can use these Bonanzas, and within 5 seconds of activating the Bonanza, you can already have enough gold for your following Bonanza ready to go. If you really wanted to, you could literally just stay in these OP forms forever if you wanted to, because they really aren't hard to get. So I just ended up not using.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, which is great, but I just end up not using them that often because I'm just sitting there going, well, I don't need it. Because like the Kong Bonanza is great because there's certain metals that you can't smash through unless you're in the Kong Bonanza. But most of the time, I'm like, Donkey Kong's fun to play regardless. He's really broken anyway. I can punch the shit out of everybody as regular Donkey Kong as well. So it's like I end up not using them that often just because I'm like, it's not a scarcity thing because you can get it all the time. It's just like, I'm just like, I wonder why there's a timer when it's so easy to get it up. Sometimes I'm just like, they should just let you just activate it and just go ham with it because there's really no reason, or have it on a cooldown because there's no real reason for having it be, oh, gold fills up your Bonanza meter when literally about an ounce of gold fills it up to the top, literally, and gold is everywhere.
It's really funny that the gold fills it up too, because by that extension, why doesn't the gold I've already collected not like bleed over into it?
Yeah.
Why isn't the time limit my wallet?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
This ain't the Twilight Princess magic armor.
But no, I do think like the Bonanzas are really good. The music for the Bonanzas is phenomenal. Like, absolutely. The music in this game is phenomenal from start to finish. I'm sorry to say, Mario Kart fans, everyone's saying Mario Kart should win the Music Game Award or whatever this year. I'm like,
They
dude, I
were
don't think
already
it will.
wrong.
I'm like, I don't think it'll even be Nintendo's nomination, my friend. Like, Donkey Kong Bonanza's soundtrack is absolutely flawless. It is immaculate. Like these Bonanza songs are just phenomenal. They honestly, they feel like a mixture of Donkey Kong and Splatoon in a way. And if you've played Splatoon and you've heard like the Splatfest songs, you know that Nintendo can cook when they want to make like anthems. And these are basically like Donkey Kong anthems of going ape shit. It literally is. You press the ape shit button, you go huge, and like this massive power song just starts playing, and you're like, this is great. What a incredible like soundtrack this game has. It's just, I love it to death. It's brilliant. My one like final major criticism, well, not even a major criticism, because again, don't know if you know this, Hunter. This game's made for children, but
Sure is.
bit on the easy side. That's like my last criticism. Is even in Odyssey, there were some times when I was fighting a boss and I'm like, this guy's a bit of a little shit. Like, literally a lot of the fights in this game are because you're Donkey Kong. It's not jump on someone's head 3 times or whatever. It's just beat the shit out
Punch
of
them in
them.
the face.
So literally,
or rip a piece of the ground off and smack them.
So yeah, a lot of the time, most games, it's attack phase, here's your chance. With Donkey Kong, it is just, I don't give them the chance to have an attack phase. I just dive at them and beat the shit out of them. There are multiple mainline bosses in this game that I beat within 15 seconds because I just dived on them and punched them to death instantly. There was one where the game was like, oh, you've taken a third of their health away. I'm going to jump to the other side of the map. Dude, I already jumped and chased them down before they started the next phase. I was just on their
incredible.
ass. I'm just
I'd like to
that's-
redirect the audience to an earlier episode this year of Can You Beat Up a Gorilla? The answer is no,
Yeah.
apparently.
Dude,
Oh,
it's just, there's so much footage. I'm gonna have to
This
put it in the
seems very
review.
realistic.
I'm gonna have to put it in the review because there's so much footage of me beating bosses where it is literally just the boss is there and within 10 seconds it's gone. Like
those golden skeleton guys that got introduced as like, I guess, I don't know. They got like a cutscene introducing them and they like possessed the rock or whatever, and then I punched them in the face twice and they died.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, was that supposed to be a boss? It
No,
wasn't.
they're
Because
just
the
regular
actual
fights,
boss. Yeah, it was just a regular thing. But at the time, I was like, cutscene introduction, okay. And then it was as easy as killing the other things that like burrowed in the earth. So I was like, you weren't that impressive.
It's just,
But, yeah.
it's really fun game design and some really fun bosses, but I do just sit there thinking, okay, obviously take out the fact that this is going to be, an 8-year-old's first 3D platformer, right? Or whatever. And it's like, okay, yeah, fair challenge. But for somebody who is very accustomed to 3D platformers, it's like there's one where it's like this plant that you have to fly towards to get on there, and then it'll move about the map a little bit. But it was just, for me, it literally was fly, dive bomb, literally turn back into Kong and dive bomb their ass like straight into the ground, beat the shit out of them, and then they've moved over to the other side of the map. Spoiler alert, by the time they've even moved, I'm already halfway back towards them because I'm already back in like ostrich form flapping over there. And it's just like, I love it because it genuinely, you feel like a menace in this video game. You feel like Donkey Kong is a menace, and I love that.
It does
kind of
keep the feeling of like, at least in the first country game, most of the bosses, with the exception of like the queen bee that had the beelings as like shields, the rest of them were all very easy because all you had to do was jump on them.
Yeah.
Like you can kill the beaver in the first world in like 10 seconds. The big old ostrich in the second one doesn't take much more effort.
It's just very funny, and I like it. I respect it because there's nothing I hate more in a video game, especially in platformers, when they're like, oh, our normal gameplay loop is too simple, or, so we have to do a gimmick, where it's like something's a gimmick and there's some arbitrary factor that's involved. These bosses, there's no arbitrary factors involved. So if you do know how to play the game and you are good at being Donkey Kong, you can just bully the boss, where it is just like 2 seconds and you're done, right? It's like the first major boss is like this weird totem thing that is like built out of different objects. But like I say, if you just go into the Kong phase and just jump at his ass, like literally, I was like, the game was like, oh yeah, you're supposed to, if you break the bottom layer, then you can break the middle layer, then you can get to the top. I'm like, I'm just gonna jump and skip the bottom layer entirely, dude. I'm just gonna jump and start punching, and it just kind of works and it pays off. And you're just like, hell yeah, this is sick.
Yeah.
But I'm yet to die. I haven't died. There's balloons in this game, which I think is a nice mechanic, where you've got balloons. So if you fall and you were going to die, it just kind of it's like Lakitu. It just picks you up and plops you back where you were. So instead of losing money, you just plop back up, which I think is fair enough.
Yeah.
It seems pretty fair because if you had died, it would have put you in the exact same place, so it just skips that process. But it does leave me thinking a lot of the time. It's more of an exploration puzzle. It feels a lot of times, like I say, sometimes it is a bit Breath of the Wild, where I'm in one of those side areas. I'm like, where's this hidden banana? There's always a hidden banana in them. I was like, what do I have to exploit to find this hidden banana? And that's, kind of interesting. I think this game is very good. I really do.
Yeah, I
think
really
it's
like it so
very
far. I've been vibing with it. I'm happy to see Donkey Kong back.
I think some of the
I
worlds
I hope it's not
yeah.
10 years before the next one.
Knowing Nintendo, it will be. Because it's
Well, I
one
don't
it's
know. They could
one
throw
game.
in a 2D game before then,
Oh,
hopefully.
Well, Retro won't be making it because they're too busy pissing about with Metroid again. But yeah, you'd hope so, wouldn't you? I think that this is what I hate about Nintendo, and it's like, it's the joy of getting a new Nintendo game, which is like, oh, they only really, unless it's Splatoon, you only get one per generation. So you're like, oh, let me cherish
Sooner
this.
Zelda, yeah.
Or even with with Donkey Kong in this case, it's like, yeah, we haven't had a new Donkey Kong game since the Wii U. We've not had a new 3D Donkey Kong game since the N64. It's like, it's been a really long time. Cherish it. But then you know that in terms of 3D Donkey Kong, you're not going to get another one of these for another 8 years, 9 years. Like, it's going to be a long time. Like, you're going to be, way older before you experience something like this again. And it kind of sucks because it's one of those things where we were talking about this with Tony Hawk. It's like, dude, I'd be happy if we got a game like this like every 2 or 3 years. You know what I mean? Like, why doesn't
I'd be
Donkey
down
Kong
for
get a
that.
modern trilogy of platformers? Every platformer used to get a trilogy, but Nintendo's now just like, no, we might give you a 3D Mario at some point, but no, I think this game's brilliant. I think some of the later levels aren't as good as the earlier ones. I think the first 2 levels are really good, and then the second pair are really not as good. It's like, what are your 2 least favorite types of levels, Ethan? And I'm like, oh, poison swamp and ice levels. And they're like, well, guess what? Those are the 2 options. Which one do you want? I'm like, oh god, could you not have paired them better?
I shake my fist at you, FromSoft.
Yeah, it's like,
Why did you normalize the poison swamp?
everything is a everything's a Souls-like now. But
I know.
I think this game is brilliant. I do think it's fabulous. Is it worth buying a Nintendo Switch 2 for? I don't know if anything is worth buying a console. You've got to take that. If you really like platformers, then yeah. But, in my opinion, it's like you buy a console when you want the console. Maybe this is something to tide you over. Maybe you're waiting for Metroid. It's going to be one of those games, though, that it's like when you do pick up your Switch, this is a game to get. Like, this is one of the ones where it's
100%
like,
would have been the better game to launch with. I feel like the
100%.
whole vibe around the Switch 2 right now would be different if it launched with Donkey Kong instead of Mario Kart. Because everyone likes this game, and it seems like Mario Kart has been disappointing for the people who wanted to play it.
I think
No
they should have.
comment.
I think they should have flipped it. I really do think they should have flipped that order, because even with Mario Kart being a bit more of a disappointment, you then would have had a great launch game where it felt like there's a reason to own it because it is a true launch platform.
New
And you've got
game, new exclusive.
something that you haven't had since the N64. Something that's like
Yeah.
really special. And then a month later, you get your Mario Kart, and yeah, people have fallen ill. People fall ill with Mario Kart instantly anyway. This is what always happens. But I think that having that come out now, people would have been like, oh, they wouldn't have fucked with the lobby matchmaking until August, and then we would have been probably closer to a direct and having maybe Metroid
It
or
also
something
would
else
have
on the way.
probably mattered a little less if it wasn't the only thing for you to play. If you got the Nintendo game to play if Nintendo games are all you're gonna play on this thing.
Yeah. But no, it's definitely like this game is definitely worth the hype. I have my gripes, I have my issues with it, but also it's just fun. It is just a fun
Yeah.
game to sit around and do. Unless you're like massively into collectibles, you might start getting sick of trying to find the last fucking fossil in a level. Some of these levels do get long in the tooth where you're like, oh, I wish you'd finish now so I
Do
can
you
move to the
even
next
need every
world.
fossil to buy all of the outfits?
Yes.
Ouch.
So yeah, you do need all the fossils to buy all the outfits. But, you know, again, the easy solution to that is just go away. You don't have to collect everything in one sitting. But I know I'm one of those people. It's hard to say that when I know that I'm not preaching, I'm not practicing what I'm preaching here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
But
dude, get a load of who's talking.
it's a good game. I think it's great. I think it's a reason to buy a Switch if you're into if you were gonna buy one anyway, and it's like, should I buy it now or should I wait for Metroid and buy it then? You might as well buy it now so you can play Donkey Kong and then you have it ready for Metroid. Like, if it's a matter of I have the money, do I buy it now or do I buy it in 2 months? Just buy it now. You've got Donkey Kong. You'll have a good
It's
time.
the first game that gives you something to do with it.
There isn't a Switch 1 update, yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. I like it. Give me DLC and give me Mario Kart DLC, please. I want to play as
and fix Mario
and
Kart.
fix it while you're at it, but I want Rampy DLC, dude. If we're doing NPCs now, I want the fucking Rhino in a cart, please. Thank you. That's what I want.
Oh yeah.
And hey, I'll meet you
Give him a
halfway.
Rhino cart too.
I'll meet you halfway. You don't have to put Diddy Kong in. Just put the fucking Rhino in, okay? I'll meet you halfway. I'll save you some workload.
I'm all about this. Rambi should just replace Diddy Kong. Get him out of here.
Oh yeah, amen, dude. Amen.
Dude, hear me out, Rambi, but you don't even play as him in a cart. He's just running on the level.
That's the spirit.
What a great idea. What a great idea. It just writes itself. I would suggest, I would be like, heck, you can even put Pauline in there. But then I'm like, oh no, if we have the middle stage of Pauline, that means they're going to add middle stage fucking Mario, Luigi, Peach.
Oh, you're right.
So I'm like, no, don't do that. Don't mean that.
Is adult Pauline in the game?
Yeah, so
remember.
adult
Yeah.
Pauline and baby Pauline are both in the game, I believe. Is there a baby
No.
Pauline?
Why do they
Don't add
call
baby
him
Pauline. Don't do that. Don't do that. Please don't do
Yeah,
that.
don't do
Don't
that.
do that. Artist, put your pen down.
No, don't
Yeah.
do it.
Drop it.
Ugh. Yeah. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Donkey Kong Bananza, pretty good. We'll see what happens. Game of the year is going to be interesting. The one thing that I'm loving about this year compared to like last year and the year before that is how diverse this Game of the Year list is starting to look, where it's like, oh yeah, the main contenders right now are Death Stranding 2, which is in a world of its own, Donkey Kong Bonanza, which is just a really fun 3D platformer, Clair Obscure Expedition 33, which is a really hardcore turn-based RPG that's just turned out to be excellent, and then like Split Fiction, which is a co-op game. It's like the variety that we're having here, and Blueprints as well. It's like the variety that we're having here this year is just really good. It might not
be wide net. Yeah.
They're not all games that everybody's going to want to play, but it's like, hey, it feels like everybody's getting a little bit of something this year, and that's pretty cool. You don't often get that. It's
They
like
are
last
all, like,
year.
Top of the class games.
Yeah, it's like last year. Everyone was complaining because a lot of the games came out of, a lot of them were Japanese RPGs last year, and people were going, oh, well, I'm like, well, look at this year, dude. You got plenty of great stuff.
Oh, shut up,
And
man.
every other year is just Western
Studios
open
took
worlds.
a vacation. Yeah.
Calm down.
Sony took a vacation. Get over it.
No, they didn't. They made
They
Game
did
of
it
the Year
because
Astrobot.
it
What
was
a fucking
Astrobot,
legend.
but
They won.
Don't you blaspheme against my baby boy.
I meant as far as what most people are looking for with PlayStation, or at least, what they default to is the dramatic narrative, no fun allowed.
How dare you? My baby boy is forever. And
Guy with the beard games.
Yeah.
I also just want to say, while we're talking about Astrobot, Nicholas, you promised me a different controller with eyes slightly different. Please, I am a shill. Please give me the new controller. Thank you. And I know what you're thinking, Ethan. Isn't that the original that's still in its box, not opened? Yes, and I will buy the second one, and they will be friends. What else am I gonna do? Buy Ghost of Yote? No, I'll do both,
Use
but
the
I'll
controller?
which one will be a better. Dude, I would. My issue now is I've become one of those people that just has too many controllers, where it's like I've got my DualSense Edge, I've got my regular DualSense, my white DualSense, and then it's like I've got a black one, which is be the next one that I use, and then after that it's like I've got the Marvel Spider-Man one and the Astro Bot. It's like I've got too many now where it's like if I do eventually open you, this will be in like 2029. You know what I mean? It's like I'm
You'll be on to a new console by
Yeah,
then.
we
the
will
PS6
not
will be
at
out.
this rate. We will not. Yeah. Who knows? But anyway, let's move on. Kyle,
Hi,
do you think I
I'm
remember what the
here.
name of the RPG is?
What's up?
I don't remember what
It's
the name of the
still right
RPG
in
is.
front of you, my dude.
No, I'm gonna have to check. I'm gonna guess. Was it Atelier Rising or something like that? No,
No.
Atelier is close enough. Kyle,
What's
you
up?
played a video game.
Hiya. Sure did.
Congratulations.
From this year, no less.
Ooh,
They
You
said
know,
it couldn't be
but-
done,
well-
ladies and gents.
You know, miracles do happen. What have you been up to then? What have you been up to while everyone else has been conging? That doesn't sound right. Everyone's been DK pilled. We'll go with DK pilled. That sounds a bit better.
Yeah, there
than,
you go.
Conging. Conging sounds
going
wrong.
bonanzas.
Conging does sound wrong.
Bonanzas.
Well, yeah. Well, everyone's been going, but that also sounds a bit weird. But you know, we'll go. Going bonanza is a
Going
bit better.
bananas is an expression, though.
Yeah, it's a turn of phrase. It's
I know.
relatively-
Yeah. It's not relative.
Like
yeah.
slow your roll
Yeah. So yeah, going bananas.
or hold your horses.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
um,
Conging.
interspersed between doing KH2 rando races with one of my friends, I've also been busting out playing through the new game Atelier. Atelier. Yumia.
Hey, it doesn't. You can't say that. Woo.
Hey man, I didn't play Clair Obscur. I don't know French.
Real obscure. Don't worry, neither do I. All
Dude,
I
I gotta
know
say-
is merd is fuck. That's all I know. That's all I remember about Expedition 33, guys. That's the only thing I learned was merd is fuck, and I appreciate that.
I gotta say though, very disappointed to look up what Atelier means and find out it just means workshop. It just sounds like such a magical word, and then it's like workshop. Okay.
Yeah.
But no, this is a game that came out, I think like April, sometime like that. At the time, I didn't play it because I was playing Xenoblade X. Still on that, getting the review sorted and everything like that.
Hell yeah.
Writing the sister article to go with the review, but finally got around to this one. The Atelier series is something I haven't really looked at much, and I'm honestly surprised at how long it's been going on for, because I
It's
hadn't heard of it
ancient.
until.
I was just looking at it now, and I'm like, my
Yeah.
god,
There's a lot of these video games.
it's older than
And I hadn't-
me.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like 700 of these things, aren't there?
Yeah. It's like when you
Little
look up how
Koei
far back the
Tecmo.
SMT franchise goes.
Bro, it was
Like,
May
holy bucket.
1997. It is older than me. That's crazy.
But I hadn't heard of it until the Ryza trilogy happened a few years ago. And I played Ryza earlier this year as well, the first one, and I liked that one. It was a good, comfy time. So I decided to pick up Yumia, give that one a go. And I gotta say, I think I really liked this one. It was a lot. I think I liked it even more than I liked Ryza.
Hmm.
Basically, the setup for the story is that like you're playing as this character Yumia. She's an alchemist who's been recruited into this research group trying to figure out why like the world energy is kind of out of whack.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the general setup. And in this game, unlike with something like Ryza or any of the other Atelier games, alchemy is kind of frowned upon. It's seen as a taboo, like a dark art sort of.
Witchcraft.
Yeah, essentially. So Yumi is treated as an outcast for her talents, which I think that's a cool setup. Where she's like, she's trying to prove herself to the research group, show herself that she can be an asset to the team, and alchemy can be used for good.
Mm-hmm.
So bit of a different setup from what Ryza was, which was just like learning and exploring and having a good time, and everything's happy go lucky. But
Yeah.
as for like the game itself, the general like combat loop is you've got all your attacks all your skills mapped to just the 4 face buttons, and you're
Mhm.
basically on like an inner and outer ring for either like close range attacks or long range attacks. Pretty simple stuff. You just push the button as your skills come back on cooldown, just shuffle between that. Very, very simple, very easy to get accustomed to. Game itself is not too difficult at all. Um, I found myself being like stupid strong even by like the midway point of the game. Like some of the gear that you're able to make in this game is just ridiculous for how good it is and how early you can make it. By the
Oh, I love being able to do that.
dude Hunter, by the midway point, I had armor for my characters which healed them every time they attacked. I,
Oh,
I
vampire!
dude, I literally could not die.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
incredible.
It's hilarious. But yeah. So the game is very much on the easy side. But it's also kind of like the sort of thing where it's like you can make it as easy or as hard as you want to make it, depending on how much effort you put forth into the synthing system, which is how you make your new gear and weapons and everything like that.
Yeah.
I so I think I made the game a bit way too easy for myself because I spent a lot of probably a lot of unnecessary time with the synthing system, but it's just a lot of fun. Like
I think
it's
after you give yourself the self-healing weapon, you probably don't need to do anything else.
yeah, probably not, but you know, man, sometimes you got to make the weapon do uh, quad digit numbers, you know?
That
I mean, that's
is
the
good for the dopamine.
Big number go up, man.
it's like the
We
fun of
love to
half of
see
these
it.
systems, though, isn't it? It's like
It-
with
Seeing
Expedition
the
33 earlier this year, it's just like watching people create these builds where it's like, oh yeah, we're just able to one
how
shot the super boss now, and I'm just sitting there going, bro, I see that big menu, and I just kind of my brain doesn't like big menus. So when I see like 5 million pictos, and it's like experiment with this, I'm like, I'm good. I'm gonna find what works, and I'll just deal with it. But the people that actually sit there and go through those and theory craft and do all those kind of builds, you're like, Godspeed, you deserve to one shot the boss, okay?
Godspeed.
You deserve it. I am my novice, like inferior intelligence, will just continue to sit there and cast the same 5 spells and hope for the best.
yeah.
Like
I
this
was
one
able to make
works.
my L strong enough to one-shot phase 1 of that boss. Sadly,
Oh damn.
it was not meant to be for phase 2, and
Dude, just RPG building is just not for me. I respect the graft and I appreciate it. It's like in the
normally I
same.
just pick what I like and vibe with it, and that's mostly what I did for all of Expedition 33. It was
Mhm.
just, I like this. This is good. And then later I was like, oh, this attack just breaks reality. There we go.
Yeah, like I'm not really like a min maxer when it comes to RPGs, but I was looking at what all the armor I could make does, and I'm like, oh, this heals on hit? Yes, please. Gimme, gimme.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just kind of choose what you like. It's like when I played Elden Ring, I'm like, oh, the bleed. That's a
Yeah,
cool feature. I'm gonna stick with these.
yeah. Moonveil Katana shooting blade beams? Absolutely. Get in here. uh, but no, this game was a lot of fun. I enjoy it a lot. I finished it today and
Well, hell yeah.
doesn't overstay its welcome. I think my final playtime was like 35 hours, which you know, a lot of that was also like exploration and just leaving the game on while I was doing other things. So
You
I don't know,
monster. You monster.
chop off like 3 or
Yeah,
4
that's good.
hours.
Are you gonna pick up the next one that comes out at the end of September? Atelier, Resolaria, the Red Alchemist, and White Guardian.
Yeah, Ethan, be glad I don't give you the full title of these games.
Well, don't worry. I already saw Atelier, Yumia, the Alchemist of Memories, and the Envisioned Land. Dude, I already saw that, and
Yeah.
I was like, bro, just call it like. This is where I get to the point where it's like, you know how we all sit there and we clown on Call of Duty Black Ops 7? I'm like, at this point, just stick a number on the end. You know what I mean? Fuck my life, dude. We don't need a thesaurus at the end of it. Like, my god.
Well, bro, we'd be on like Atelier 55 at this point.
Yeah, they're making more
Which
than one
mind you,
game per year. It's insane.
that'd be funny, but
I mean, to be fair, guys, this is, this one, Atelier Yumia is in the Envisioned series, like it's a new entry, right? Whereas this next one is in the Res Lorenia blah blah series, which is there was already an entry in that in 2023 Hunter. So Cal would have to catch
I've
up
got homework.
if he wanted to play the next one.
Shit.
I love how one of them is just called
Mysterious
series.
Yeah, that's the one that seems to have a lot of them. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, a lot.
4. Yeah. There's one that's Dusk. That's a trilogy, it seems. Orland. They work in trilogies mostly, it looks like.
Yeah. It baffles me that I'm sitting here and it still said like Xbox One. The fact that games are still being made for the Xbox
Side
One
games
is a war crime, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
feel like Hunter's just gone down a rabbit hole and he can't get out.
Side games, and I haven't been able to stop scrolling yet.
Dude, that oh my god, bro, that's ridiculous.
This is like take tenfold what happens when you tell people that Tales started before Symphonia. And they'll be like, what do you mean?
Dude,
What do you mean there's more than 4 of those?
Yeah, people who think that Persona takes the piss with spin-offs, my fucking god, come have a look at this, my guys. You just have a look at this. This is crazy. But no.
I don't know what to tell you, man. You put a funny anime girl as your mascot and it prints money.
I didn't need that lesson, dude. I've seen Twitter, dude. I've seen Twitter. I don't need to. But no, it's interesting, dude. Like I said, I can't believe it's like looking at a game in 2025 and it still says Xbox One and PS4. Can we?
Oh yeah, this shit came out on Switch.
Can we? Yeah, that's fair enough. Fair enough. Switch, I respect. I'm like, respect the graft. Can we kill the PS4 and Xbox One now? Like, I feel like it's time. I feel this is a future podcast episode where it's like, it's time for them to die. You know what I mean? We had a good run.
When should a generation end?
When should a generation end? Because I was sitting here, I'm like,
the PS4 is trying to outlast the PS2.
Dude, the Xbox One was garbage when it fucking came out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the Xbox One X was good, but the Xbox One base was, like, awful. Like, it ran like a potato. So it's like the fact that we're still got games that are coming out for it. I'm like, bro, if you're still on a base Xbox One in the year of our Lord 2025, my guy,
you made the wrong choice back then.
Yeah, you made the wrong choice. You should have, like 12 years ago, you should have picked a different console. Maybe go with PC. That's where Xbox is going anyway. But no, that's just crazy, the fact that we're still sitting here. If you had told me at the start of the podcast, will we still be seeing PS4 releases in the year 2025? Like, yeah, maybe a sports game here and there. Not everything. My God.
Yeah, I think, what was it? The last year was when Capcom finally let the last generation go. I think it was Dragon's Dogma was the first one of theirs that was next gen or current gen exclusive.
For most, I remember this is like this is like boring history for the PS3 and Xbox 360. It was 2015. 2015 was the last year of games coming out on PS3 and on PS4, like the halfway house. And those were then the tragedy ports. Those were like the Call of Duty Black Ops 3 for PS3, which if you ever looked at, funniest fucking port of all time. Like, it looks like a PS1 game. That's how bad it was. But
Metal Gear Solid 5 came to the PS3.
There was a couple, like there was some late ones, like Persona 5, obviously, because it was made for PS3, came out in like 2017. But it's like, for the most part, it was 2015 was the last year, and then you had your first big exclusives, like Arkham Knight was 2015, that was only for PS4 and Xbox One. And now you look at it, and we're sitting here going, wow, Death Stranding 2 might be the first true, like, next-gen exclusive. Because I guess Spider-Man 2, but that was like, we're sitting here like 3 to 5 years after the consoles come out. Like, that's stupid. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. I expect JRPGs to do this. I don't expect other games to be doing this. JRPGs do this all the time, dude. You know what I mean? Like, fucking Persona 4 came out for the PS2 after the PS3 had launched. This is normal. Like, this happens. Fuck it. Persona 3 came out in 2007, didn't it? Or was it 2006?
2006.
That's still the year that the PS3 came out. So it was like, it's still like, that what the fucking hell, dude. I expect this. Anyway, guys, make sure you play the Atelier games. My favorite, personally, I don't know about you guys, my favorite is Atelier Maruru, The Apprentice of Arland. That's my favorite. What's your
Oh,
favorite? Let us
baby.
know in the comments, dude. I hope that I've just picked the worst one, because that'd be very funny. Dude, like, look at this. Like, Atelier Lydie and Swell, the Alchemists and the Mysterious Paintings for the PS4 and Nintendo Switch. This is crazy, dude. I respect it. I genuinely respect it.
It is incredible how often there will just be series that are self-propagating enough to never have to worry about anything, seemingly.
Dude, could you imagine? Like, that's the thing, is like, you've got so many series, like, we sit here and we joke, and we're like, I wonder if this game will ever get another game. And like, the Atelier fans must just be fucking thriving, because they probably have like the next 3 already lined up.
Yeah, it's like people joke about the Yakuza games being
To be fair, they are. They're just the
quick
gift that keeps on
turnaround.
giving. Dude.
But
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is like that on steroids.
Hey, if they're good, can't
Yeah.
complain. Anyway, that's it, guys. Go home. Podcast's over. Next week, join us. Is it Kaname Date next week?
It sure is.
Oh boy. Right. Next week, we'll be asking the age-old question. Do Japanese spin-off games matter? Let's find out.
Probably not, but Somnium Files is good enough to where even if it's not important, I'm willing to check it out because it'll be fun.
It's reviewing better than I thought it would, so you know. Who knows? Find out next week, I guess. My main critique is I am fine with there being a spin-off game. Come back to me in 3 years. If there's never an AI 3 and this is the last thing we see, then we'll talk about it. You know what I mean? Where it's like, if the last Breath of Air is a spin-off, that's when
the 100 line or whatever did all right, so that's not gonna kill his ability to make a new one either.
Dude, I can't remember where I saw it. It was not a good rumor, but someone had mentioned something along the fact that there's a new Danganronpa project in the works, and I'm like, I'm not ready, dude. I'm not ready. I don't think I have the ability to go through one of those again. No.
I'm not strong enough.
I am not God's strongest soldier when it comes to playing shitty visual novels, dude. I can't do it. I'll scream. Anyway. Join us next week for that, I guess. Will Kyle have ever watched AI 2? We'll never know, dude. We'll never know. We'll have to get Sam up, boot the Let's Play up. We'll have to add Sam for the Let's Play.
Sam just booted up the first game again.
Hell yeah, dude.
What's his problem?
I don't know.
I don't know, man. How much time you got?
Anyway, we'll wrap it up there. Thank you ever so much for hanging out with us, guys. We'll be back same time, same place next week for more. Like I say, if you want more of us, Hunter and I just did record a 2.5-hour Death Stranding 2 spoiler cast. If you want to go check that out, feel free to do that right now. It'd be pretty cool. But otherwise, we'll be back next week with our regularly scheduled programming. So until then, have an awesome rest of your week. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye.
See ya.
Toodaloo.